Good morning, students. We have completed our first chapter, and today we are going to start chapters 2, that is, Rights in the Indian Constitution. Along with the lecture, you must open your book if you have and also prepare your notes. Before we study the meaning of rights, I must explain the evolution of rights. The rights have evolved over a period of time. Moreover, rights change with time and place. In earlier times, the rights were known as civil liberties, which included freedoms such as freedom from arbitrary arrest, freedom of speech, and freedom of religion, etc. To secure these freedoms, people had to put up a strong fight against autocratic kings, or we can say against monarchy. Soon after the French Revolution in 1789, the French National Assembly issued the famous Declaration of the Rights of Man. It proclaimed that all men are born equal It proclaimed that all men are born equal and should have equal rights. Next turning point in the evolution of rights. In September 1789, the American Congress adopted 10 amendments to the Constitution, and by December 1791 they became part of the American Constitution. Collectively, they are known as the Bill of Rights. Such a type of theme is also adopted by the Indian Constitution. Among their provisions, the most important are freedom of speech, press and religion, right to assemble peacefully, protection against unreasonable seizures of property, and protection against cruel punishment. One more point in the evolution of rights, on 10 December 1948, UN General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Since then, every year December 10 is celebrated as the Human Rights Day all over the world. I explained major turning points during the evolution of rights. Indian Constituent Assembly took the important aspects of these steps. That's why fundamental rights were included in the Indian Constitution. The importance of rights. Rights are very much important for life. Now we will discuss two examples which will explain the situations when rights are not available or present for each and every citizen of a country. If these situations got the rights on proper time, their condition would be better. In first story, in 1982, during the construction work for Asian Games, as you know, in the year 1982, India hosted the Asian Games. During that time, uh, government engaged a few contractors. These contractors employed a large number of very poor construction work from different parts of the country to build the flyovers and stadiums, because for games many flyovers and stadiums were required to host the games. So these workers were kept in poor working conditions and were paid less according to their daily wages. A team of social scientists studied their poor condition. Means social workers got the paid the attention towards their condition and petitioned the Supreme Court. They petitioned the Supreme Court regarding the situation of the workers. They argued, means social workers argued that employing a person to work for less than the minimum prescribed wages amount to begar or forced labor, which is a violation of the fundamental rights. Means if we are not paying the proper amount or fixed amount to a person for their work, that is considered as the violation of fundamental rights. So the court accepted this plea and directed the government to ensure that thousands of workers get the prescribed wages for their work. After this case, workers got the wages according to the government norms, and this was the condition when workers not getting the proper wages, and this was the violation of the rights. After discussing or after going to Supreme Court, they got their proper rights. Second example is Michel Lalou. He was a person from Assam, was arrested when he was 23 years old, a resident of Chauburi village of Morigan district of Assam. Michel was charged of causing grievous injuries. He was found mentally too unstable. Means Michel was a person who was little bit mentally disturbed, and he got injured to other people, stand trial, and was sent as under trial to Lokpriya Gopinath Bardoli Mental Hospital in Tejpur for treatment. Michelle was treated successfully, and doctors wrote twice to jail authorities in 1967 and 1996 that he was fit to stand trial, but no one paid any attention. Michelle Lalung remained in judicial custody. Michelle was released in July 2005, and imagine students, he was a 77-year-old when he was released from the court by the court. He spent 54 years under custody, during which his case never came up for hearing. He was freed when a team appointed by the National Human Rights Commission intervened after an inspection of under trials in the states. Means under trial persons were considered as a matter of thinking. So Human Rights Commission paid the attention towards him. Then his case, Michelle's case, was discussed and he was released. Imagine the students, when a person is spending 54 years in a trial. Michelle's entire life was wasted because a proper trial against him never took place. Our constitution gives every citizen the right to life and liberty. This means that every citizen must also have the right to fair and speedy trial also. But in a Michelle's case, we don't find this. Michelle's case shows what happens when rights granted by the Constitution are not available in practice. This is a big question for the people. Constitution is providing the many rights for the people, but people, common man, citizens are not getting the rights. This is a very serious condition. Now, question arises, if rights are very much important, so now we will discuss the need of the rights for a person's life. First, we will discuss rights shape human personality. Without the presence of rights, human being cannot develop himself or herself. Democracy implies civil liberties, means democracy is also not fulfilled without civil liberties. Rights are a check on acts of government. Rights are also a check on acts of government, how government is working. We have discussed this point in last two examples. Next, rights are check on certain actions of private citizens and organization also. If some organizations are hurdles to fulfill the rights, this is very much a point to discuss. So, rights are very much important. So, we can say rights are conditions or situations. Without these conditions, a human being cannot develop himself or even then cannot live properly. So, you can understand the importance of rights. Rights are very much important for human life. And how many rights are given by Indian Constitution we will discuss in the coming slides. Thank you and have a nice day.